Digital Rights Foundation, a non-profit organization focused on cyber harassment, data protection, and free speech online. As one of the pioneers of women's rights activism in Pakistan, Nigat has raised awareness on several overlooked aspects of the society and illuminated her own experience as a woman engaged in digital rights activism. Thank you, Nigat, for taking time out, and welcome on board. We have Faiza. Faiza is an award-winning community leader and the force behind Women in Tech PK. She is also the co-founder of Code Girls and actively participates in improving gender parity in Pakistan's tech ecosystem. Welcome, Faiza. Sana is a seasoned HR practitioner with over 12 years of experience leading diverse teams. As a human capital director at Tenpers, Sana passionately focuses on the capacity building of talent, I hope diverse talent, as well as the emergence and sustainability of stronger communities and women in tech networks within Pakistan. There we go. Thank you for taking time out, Sana. Arif Beg is the managing director of Sikkim, Pakistan, with the experience of working in multicultural, diverse organizations in several continents. Arif is a specialist in change management and cultural management and is known for his structured and balanced approach towards stakeholder management. So yeah, Arif, welcome on board. Thank you so much, everybody, to be here. Let's get started. And to begin with, my first question, and basically warm up everyone, would be I wanna understand, and this is what we were discussing a while back, is how would you define workplace safety in your own terms? So this is an open question for everybody. Anybody can jump in to answer, and then we will move on to specific questions. So whoever wants to take the lead here. Maybe Sana?
Yeah, hi everyone. So as a general rule, workplace safety applies to everybody that is in the work environment. So it's the males, the females, non-binary people. Everyone is coming into that. And generally, when we talk about workplace safety or inclusive cultures, people get confused with just focusing on areas of harassment. That is one aspect. It's a big aspect. But workplace safety also talks about being aware of what kind of environment there is around, whether it's an environment, how is the environment designed for everybody. So for example, if the office space caters to people who are differently abled, and how safe is that structure or the environment for them. So in general, it will encompass all sorts of people and all sorts of areas in environment, health and safety and harassment. Yeah.
Thank you. So anybody else? Yeah. Go on.
So for me, when we're talking about a safe environment, for me, the most important thing is that an employee should feel comfortable coming to office, coming to work. And the comfortable should not, we should not create some kind of a fear for the employee. The harassment that we are talking about can be both, from management to employee, either it's man or female, or between peers. So we need to, ensure that we create some comfortable environment in an office or in an organization. So people, they don't, when they have to stand up in the morning, wake up in the morning and say, okay, oh no, I have to go to work. No, they have to actually feel, I'm happy to go to work now. And that's, for me, comfortability is the key word for me, for any employee when they come to work. And that creates a safe haven or safe environment.
Right, thank you so much. So, Nigat, would you like to add to that, or Faiza, anybody?
Yeah, I can add to that. I think for me, safety at workplace has different meanings. And since mostly we talk about harassment at the workplace and how to deal with such issue, I would say that it's not just harassment in isolation, but also like different other aspects that are related to the employees' rights at workplace. So उसमें बहुत से ऐसे already, so like जो अच्छे इदारे होते हैं उनके डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो होते हैं काफी अच्छे शाइनी डाइवर्स इंक्लूसिव डॉक्यूमेंट्स होते हैं, बट आई थिंक क्वेश्चन अराइज कि वो जो आपके पॉलिसीज में लिखा आप उस पर कितना अमल दरामद करते हैं। और जो अच्छे एम्प्लॉयर्स होते हैं दे आर ऑल्सो अवेयर ऑफ द स्ट्रक्चरल लॉज अराउंड दैम। सो फॉर इंस्टेंस जैसे मैं पंजाब में हूँ तो मैं पंजाब की बात करूंगी, देयर लाइक लॉज अराउंड कंपनसेशन, एम्प्लॉयज की कंपनसेशन के, या फैक्ट्री रूल्स हैं, या जो सेफ्टी की जो प्रिकॉशंस है अराउंड फैक्ट्री वर्कर्स। सो इस तरह के डिफरेंट कवानीन मौजूद हैं। आई थिंक सवाल यहाँ पे आता है कि जब एक एम्प्लॉई आपके पास आ रहा है तो आप उसको कितना अवेयर कर रहे हैं कि तुम्हारे ये राइट्स हैं। कोविड के दिनों में जब बहुत से लोगों को अपनी मुलाजमतों के लाले पड़ गए थे, तो उसमें आपकी डिफरेंट प्रोविंशियल जो गवर्नमेंट्स हैं उन्होंने अनाउंस किया था कि कोई भी वर्क प्लेस इस तरीके से अपने एम्प्लॉयज को नहीं निकाल सकता। सो लाइक हाउ मच एम्प्लॉयर्स वर अवेयर ऑफ दोज रूल्स, बट एट द सेम टाइम how much I'm really sorry for this WhatsApp notifications, but I think that the thing is that safety की जब हम बात करते हैं, it's not just harassment, but like a very broader meaning from different aspects of enabling environment or working environment for the employees at the workplace.
Totally agree with you on that because just yesterday Arif and I were talking about this, that it looks very good on paper when a big company shows कि जी हमारे ये laws हैं, but actually you need to dig down and see if it's actually been implemented on grassroots level and whether or not the management itself is actually following the protocols, because it's always about the management to follow protocols to trickle down to the grassroots level, right? So, that is one of the questions that we have. We'll come to that. Faiza, would you like to add anything to this?
I think all of them have said what I wanted to say. Just two things, that when we talk about workplace safety, we are both talking about the physical safety, the environment safety in itself, and then the psychological safety of the people that are working there. And it does not only talk about it's not only about harassment or any kind of violence, but a lot of times it's about bullying and hostility and not being accepting of the people who look or talk different from you. So when we talk about inclusivity, we are talking about accepting everyone, no matter who they are, no matter where they're from. So that's extremely important, and I think should be talked about.
Right. So yeah, I think the psychological safety is one of the things that we usually tend to forget about. We talk about violence, we talk about physical abuse, but psychologically, if an employee, whether it's a male or a female, feels undermined or neglected, that is also something that needs to be catered to within an organization. Then coming back to you again, Faiza, for a very specific question, because you run a community of women in technology, and a lot of these women are in the workforce and they work. And I know that every day you listen to these problems that these women have. So we would like to hear some of these problems, and what do you think is the cause for these problems that we're sitting here. So as an industry, we can highlight that maybe this is the number one cause of the problem. If you could highlight some of those.
Right. So we get a lot of messages from members of the community. So we have around 7,700 women in the community. Most of them are part of the tech ecosystem one way or the other. So the most common occurrence of incidents that we hear is workplace hostility and bullying. Not violence, not sexual harassment, not assault, but actually a very hostile environment towards women and people who look or are from a different background. So that is the number one case that we hear. A lot of companies that do not have a lot of women in their workforce, when the first woman comes in, she has a lot of crap to deal with, and that is the main case that I've been hearing again and again, that women talk about men telling them that आप यहाँ क्या करेंगे, आपको किचन में होना चाहिए था, आपकी वजह से यहाँ का environment खराब हो जाएगा, we were having a good time without you, now we have to be restrained. इस तरह की चीजें हैं. Of course bullying की occurrences हैं, and I think इसमें जो problem है वो culture का है कि companies are only thinking about churning work out and not thinking about the culture. So culture build करने के लिए you need to add a lot of work to it. You need to add a lot of thought to it. There's a reason that bigger companies have cultural experts and people who are working to maintain a good healthy environment in the company. You need those people. Sadly बहुत सारी कंपनीज में जहाँ पे HR का फंक्शन होता है वो उस फंक्शन को सिर्फ CVs कलेक्ट करने में और रिक्रूटमेंट में लगा देते हैं rather than उनका जो true potential है to make sure that people are feeling safe. So ये वाला problem है. Verbal abuse is another problem in the organization where the management is running a company like a factory floor, so they don't understand that they are dealing with intellectuals. They think they're dealing with laborers, so they use the same language that you will see people using on a factory floor, which is also not right, unfortunately, but people do that. Yeah.
Right. So does anybody want to add to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing. When we're talking about an organization where we in Seeklam, we are working very much value-based environment we have. We endorse professionalism and transparency, just to mention a couple of them. Transparency for me is one of the key elements to ensure a proper, inclusive, and safe environment. Because if you have transparency, if you are, if you know that you can go to your peers, you can go to your manager with any kind of issue that you are facing, be it bullying, be it harassment of any kind, then it's that's one of the keystones for me. And in our company, we try to push the transparency as one of our main driving force, as a value. So if anyone see it, if anyone hear it, if anyone experience it, they are not only it's actually an obligation for them to come out and be very clear about it. We also have this a mechanism called Speak Up. And if you can't go to your immediate manager with it, you can actually put anonymously into the Speak Up forum. And because in our global organization, it's not even handled locally in Pakistan. It's handled by a small entity, a compliance entity, who actually make a clear, they actually find a reason for why this is happening, and then they confront the person who is actually involved, and that's just like you can say whistleblowing, or you can call it something else, but it's very important for us. So in our place, we have put up a very clear indication that if there are some conflicts between team members, we need to talk to the immediate team lead or team project manager. If there are conflict between the team member and the project manager or the team lead, then we have to talk with some of the directors for resolution. If the conflict is between directors, employee and directors, then you have to talk to me about it. And if the problem is with me, then Speak Up is always available for anyone who have some issue. So this is very important mechanism for us to cater some of these environments that we are talking about.
Thank you. So here's a quick question for you. और मैं चाहूँगी कि हम so हम भी अभी बहुत सारी theoretical बातें कर रहे हैं. तो मैं चाहूँगी let's get to the bottom. तो हम जब पाकिस्तान की बात करते हैं, आपने ट्रांसपेरेंसी की बात की, ठीक है. अब मुझे बताएं कि जो पाकिस्तानी कल्चर है, उसमें जो औरत है, सही है, वो कितनी ओपन है, वो कितना आके आपको बोलेगी, सही है. आप क्योंकि बिकॉज यू टॉकिंग अबाउट अ ग्लोबल कल्चर, बट पाकिस्तान में आपने मुझे कहा कि जी आपने स्पीक अप का एक इनिशिएटिव लिया हुआ है, आप क्या ट्रांसपेरेंसी है, और आप जो बता रहे हैं ये एक ग्लोबल आपकी फर्म के अंदर ही है. लेकिन पाकिस्तान के अंदर रहते हुए जितनी खवातीन आपकी ऑफिस में है, हाउ डू यू ट्रेन देम, हाउ डू यू मेक देम कंफर्टेबल टू ब्रिंग इट अप टू यू? हाउ डज दैट?
It's actually very much about living the values. Me as an MD, I actually have to live by the same values as I preach to my employees. तो ये सबसे जो अहम चीज़ है ना, ये एक्चुअली यही है कि मैं अगर खुद लोगों के साथ ट्रांसपेरेंट हूँ, they actually start getting transparent with me. They are open, honest, and very direct communication between us. मैं ये समझता हूँ कि ये हमारी जो फीमेल्स हैं, हमारे मेल्स हैं, एक्चुअली it's goes both ways here, because हमारी females, they also know that the framework or the environment that we have created by being very value based has actually nurtured them to come and front us or confront us if anything is there. अभी पिछले 6 साल में I think it's not only female but also a couple of male. We have had like 3 or 4 speak up cases where we have been very transparent. We have taken these and make some resolution of these cases, and it's if there's some male and female involved in that, we have taken this up and gone through this with those people who is involved and found a resolution to it. And sorry, it's hello.
जी जी आपकी आवाज आ रही है.
सॉरी. तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि ये चीज़ें जो ना ये हम एक्चुअली हम सिर्फ बातें नहीं कर रहे. We actually try to live these things. As you say, as I also mentioned yesterday, for me, it's not about having stickers of our values in our office and so on. It's how I live by these values, how I interpret them to my management team, how I for instance, I have a monthly all hands meeting with all my employees gathered just to give them updates on what's going on in the company very transparently. It's with figures, amounts and everything, and also about how behavioral motivation, how we can deal with things with each other. तो ये चीजें जो ना ये जब तक मैं एज लीडर नहीं करूँगा तो फिर ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में भी नहीं फैलेगा. So it's all about how you lead it.
इसमें एक और सवाल आता है, and I want to take this to Sana. Sana, does it? So ये सारी बातें आरिफ ने की, and it's like it is very important for leaders to basically be role models for it. That's what in short we're saying, right? Does it help to have women in management positions, CXO roles, to be able to move this swiftly forward, to be able to have a better, more diverse culture, to be able to have a better work culture, a safer culture? Does it help? And have you seen such examples? Maybe you can give us some examples from Temples.
Yeah, so diversity really helps in any situation. We have hundreds of researchers that prove that diversity brings more to the table, right? That's definitely there. But as far as having women in leadership is concerned, I would say that helps, but it comes down to leadership bottom line. Whether it's male or female, I'm a great champion of the fact that men also can be great supporters, right? And there are the right kind of men out there who support these things, who understand these things. Like Arif was saying, I think 10 Pearls has a very, very transparent, open door culture. We have a zero tolerance policy for any kind of harassment, and that's not just restricted to the policy manuals, right? You have to firstly create a culture of respect, and that happens from the top down. When you see that your leadership treats you respectfully, when your leadership hears your opinions, it's not about ke aurat harassment ki shikayat karne aayegi. If in the room her opinion as a developer, as an engineer is respected, she knows that if my opinion in a business thing is respected, my personal concern is also going to be respected and addressed. So it starts from there. I think, and that's what we try to do. Everyone has a voice, and they have the freedom to share that voice anywhere that they want to. So Alhamdulillah, 10 Pearls has been blessed, with the kind of men and women both that we have in place. We've never had any sort of complaints, one or two minor issues. And you have to understand that when we talk about harassment, then there are three things that we're addressing. Like Faiza was mentioning, workplace bullying ki hum baat kar rahe hain. Offensive comments and remarks. Ab kisi koi isko serious nahi leta hai, lekin I'm sure, Nikhat and Faiza are going to agree, things like religious beliefs, body shaming, talking about people's political beliefs, ethnicity. हो सकता है हमें बहुत छोटी चीज लगे, लेकिन harassment है ये चीज कि when it keeps on happening over time, it interferes with the person's performance at work. That is where it becomes an issue for workplace safety. So I think, organizations have to keep this in mind, that there is no environment or zero tolerance for anything that is belittling someone. And it's very important to have a conversation. If it's unwanted and it's making someone uncomfortable, that is enough to make it a cause for concern. So I think that would be my answer to your question.
So coming to Nigat. Nigat, I know that you run the Digital Rights Foundation and most of your cases are involved around cybersecurity and online harassment. Do you also come across such workplace harassments? Because obviously we live in an online culture. So is that something that also you cover as in your side of the thing?
Yeah, so Shamim, it happens all the time. I think we have been talking a lot about anti-workplace harassment law and how employers and workplaces can implement that law. The law basically was enacted in 2010, so 10 साल हो गए हैं पाकिस्तान में इसको आए हुए, और अभी तक सिर्फ इसकी अवेयरनेस की बात हो रही है, और बहुत से लोग कंपनीज और एम्प्लॉयर्स कहते हैं कि लॉ को हम इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, बट आई थिंक जो मेन क्वेश्चन है वो ये है कि आप लॉ की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन क्या सिर्फ डॉक्यूमेंटिंग बुनियाद पे करें या आपके डॉक्यूमेंट्स में मौजूद है, या आप एक्चुअली स्पिरिट में उस लॉ को इन्फोर्स करें और आपकी विल है कि आपने कैसे जो भी सर्वाइवर्स या कोई भी कंप्लेनेंट्स आपके पास आता है तो आप उससे प्रॉपर्ली डील करते हैं. बहुत सी ख़वातीन जब हमारे पास शिकायत लेकर आती हैं तो उनकी सबसे बड़ी एक शिकायत ये होती है कि मेरी वर्क प्लेस जो हरासमेंट है वो उस हरासमेंट को एड्रेस नहीं करी जो मेरी ऑफिस से बाहर हो रही है, यानी कि जो टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू हो रही है या व्हाट्सएप के जरिए डिफरेंट जो इंटरनेट मीन्स है. और अगर कोई बुलिंग या हरासमेंट या वो एक ट्रेडिशनल ऑफिस की स्पेस में होती है तो उसी को एड्रेस किया जाता है. आई थिंक इस चीज पे हम लोग काफी ज्यादा जब भी मैं बात करती हूँ मैं हमेशा से कहती हूँ कि हरासमेंट जो है ये बहुत इंटरकनेक्टेड है. इट्स नॉट जस्ट लिमिटेड टू द ऑफलाइन स्पेस, आपके ऑफिस तक नहीं है बल्कि उसकी एक्सटेंशन है और अब टेक्नोलॉजी वो एक्सटेंशन इनेबल कर रही है. लेकिन हाउ एम्प्लॉयर्स कैन डील विद दिस, वर्क प्लेसेस कैसे उससे डील कर सकते हैं, आई थिंक दैट्स एक्चुअली द रियल क्वेश्चन. क्योंकि वो हमारे पास जब कंप्लेंट्स आती हैं तो दैट इज नॉट, वो हरासमेंट इज नॉट इन द आइसोलेशन, वो कनेक्टेड है टू द वर्क प्लेस हरासमेंट जो कि ऑलरेडी हो रही है. तो एक तो ये केस, तो केसेस बहुत आते हैं, but
one of the cases that we had where one of our women was being harassed by an ex-employee, and I remember I came to you for that and you said because it's an ex-employee there's not much we can do about it. So how do we handle this? I mean ye matlab that reply in itself was telling me that my hands are tied, there's nothing much I can do about it, right?
No, so I think I think it's very important to look into, अगर तो आप एंटी वर्क प्लेस हरासमेंट के कानून के अंदर कोई एक्शन लेना चाहते हैं, देन अगर कोई एम्प्लॉय छोड़ के जा चुका है तो वो कानून उस पर लागू नहीं होता. लेकिन अगर साइबर हरासमेंट हो रही है तो स्टिल जो साइबर क्राइम लॉ है उसको इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है. बट यू एज एन एम्प्लॉयर कैन नॉट टेक एन एक्शन बिकॉज जो इंडिविजुअल है उसी को कंप्लेन करनी पड़ेगी और उसी को वो she cannot come to you and like she can of course come to you and say that this is what is happening to her, but आप एज ए एम्प्लॉयर उस एक्स एम्प्लॉय के खिलाफ एक्शन नहीं ले सकते क्योंकि वो आपकी वर्क प्लेस छोड़ के जा चुका है. सो जो कंप्लेनेंट है उसको आप रहनुमाई जरूर दे सकती हैं कि अच्छा ये सर्टन लॉ है, ये साइबर क्राइम बेसिकली हो रहा है और इस कानून के अंदर आप कैसे शिकायत जो है वो दर्ज कर सकते हैं. तो आपकी ड्यूटी ऑफ केयर तो स्टिल है उस कंप्लेनेंट की तरफ, बट आपका कंट्रोल उस एम्प्लॉय पे नहीं है जो आपकी वर्क प्लेस छोड़ के जा चुका है. सो देयर लाइक डिफरेंट डायमेंशंस जो कि आई थिंक इम्पोर्टेंट है एम्प्लॉयर के लिए जानना कि वो कैसे इन डिफरेंट चीजों को एड्रेस कर सकता है ऑफलाइन स्पेस में एंड ऑनलाइन स्पेस में.
So what is if I ask you in a nutshell, ठीक है, कि हम as an employer हम क्या चीजों को in place कर सकते हैं? What is the law that we must abide by, otherwise get penalized with? Because ये abide by वाला तो होता है, it's all on paper, but where is the penalization part? There is no penalization part. So because
there is a penalization part.
No, but we don't get penalized, right? So there is the safety, there is the sense of safety that I want to give my employee in the technology domain. कि मैं ये कर सकती हूँ या मैं ये कर सकता हूँ to make sure that मुझे जो है वो सही वो मिले, इंसाफ मिले, for instance, and my employer will listen and my employer has to follow. So what is that something or that framework that you may want to tell us about today? जिसका मुझे नहीं पता. It's the genie that needs to still come out. I don't know about.
जो वर्क प्लेस, अगर आप स्ट्रिक्टली वर्क प्लेस हरासमेंट के कानून को देखें, मैं सिर्फ हरासमेंट की यहाँ पे बात करें, तो उसमें जब ये 2010 में कानून आया था तो उसमें था कि तमाम जो इदारे हैं, चाहे वो पब्लिक बॉडीज हैं चाहे वो प्राइवेट बॉडीज हैं, ये उन पे लागू होता है कि वो किस तरीके से इस कानून को की अमल दरामद करेंगे अंडर 6 months ऑफ इनेक्टमेंट ऑफ दैट लॉ. सो 6 महीने के अंदर अगर वो कानून आपने जो कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट है उसको अपने इदारे के मुताबिक आप कॉन्टेक्चुअलाइज करें, और उसकी डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स एंड शेप्स दी हुई हैं कानून में. इट्स वेरी इजी. तो आप उसको अपने इदारे के मुताबिक बनाएं और फिर उसको ऐसी जगहों पे चस्पा करें जहां पे, आई एम सॉरी आई एम यूजिंग वेरी सकील सी उर्दू, बट यू नो ताकि लोग
because I want our audience to be able to understand the crux of it. बिल्कुल, please go on.
तो जो कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट है उसको अपने ऑफिस में ऐसी जगहों पे लगाएं जहां पे हर आने जाने वाले की उस पे हर एम्प्लॉय की नजर पड़े, चाहे वो आपका ऑफिस असिस्टेंट है, चाहे वो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड है, चाहे वो सीईओ है, चाहे वो जो भी है, और ये कि वो मुकम्मल तौर पे आया हो कि ये हमारा कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट है. और अगर आप वो नहीं करते और उस लॉ के अंदर आपने कमेटी बनानी है, ठीक है. अब बहुत दफा लोग कमेटीज बना देते हैं, लेकिन वो कमेटी का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है कि अपने जानने वाले लोग, अपने दोस्त, लाइक इस तरह वो कमेटी होती है, वो ट्रांसपेरेंट नहीं होती. तो बहुत सी एम्प्लॉयज जो हैं वो उस कमेटी तक अपनी शिकायत ले जाते हुए भी डरते हैं कि पता नहीं मेरे खिलाफ जो है वो इम्पार्शियल जो है वो डिसीजन नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे बैठे हुए जो लोग हैं. सो दिस होल पूरा प्रोसीजर उसमें ले डाउन किया हुआ है कि कम से कम एक खातून का होना जरूरी है उस कमेटी में. आप अपने ऑफिस से बाहर के लोगों को भी उस कमेटी में डाल सकते हैं ताकि वो न्यूट्रल हो. और एम्प्लॉय का ये राइट है कि अगर उसके काम वाली जगह पे ये कमेटी नहीं बनी हुई या कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट नहीं है या इस लॉ की इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है, दे कैन गो टू द कोर्ट और वहां पे वो शिकायत कर सकते हैं कि मेरे वर्क प्लेस में इस कानून की अमल दरामद नहीं हो रही. दूसरी जो रेमेडी एम्प्लॉय के पास है वो ये है कि अगर हरासमेंट होती है और अब कमेटी भी बनी हुई है, सारा कुछ है, एंड दे आर नॉट जस्ट सेटिस्फाइड विद द वे कमेटी इज वर्किंग, विद द वे द होल थिंग इज वर्किंग एट हर वर्क प्लेस और एट हिज वर्क प्लेस, दे कैन गो टू द ऑम्बड्स पर्सन. सो ऑम्बड्स पर्सन जो है वो तमाम सूबों में मौजूद हैं, कराची में, लाहौर में, पेशावर में, कोयटा में. तो एम्प्लॉय डायरेक्टली उनके पास भी जा सकते हैं शिकायत लेके. अगर
Nigat, what is that? I've never heard that. What is that?
Okay, so no, it's fine. So ombuds person जो है ये बेसिकली इनका जो ओहदा है वो आपके एंटी वर्क प्लेस हरासमेंट लॉ के अंदर मौजूद है. सो ये वो अथॉरिटी है या ऑफिस है जो कि सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट एट वर्क प्लेस की जो कंप्लेंट्स हैं उनसे डील करता है. तो अगर मिसाल के तौर पे आप किसी को अपने ऑफिस के जो कमेटी है उसके फैसले पे वो सेटिस्फाइड नहीं है, तो वो उस फैसले के खिलाफ ऑम्बड्स पर्सन के पास जा सकते हैं अपील लेके कि मैं इस फैसले से मुतमईन नहीं हूं और आप इसको प्लीज देखें. और फिर वो ऑम्बड्स पर्सन उसको बाकायदा उस पर इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर सकता है, फिर वो ऑफिस के लोगों को बुला सकता है. लेकिन शमीम, इसमें बहुत एक इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज जो हमें देखने को मिली है वो ये कि कानून भी है, लोग जाते भी हैं ऑम्बड्स पर्सन के पास, लेकिन जो एक रिटेलिएशन आती है ना वो बहुत ज्यादा है कि आप हिम्मत करके चले तो जाते हैं, लेकिन डिफरेंट तरीकों से आपके एम्प्लॉयर, आपकी वर्क प्लेस जिसके खिलाफ आप कंप्लेन लेके गए हैं वो रिटेलिएट करता है. और बहुत सूरतों में निकाला तो नहीं जाता कंप्लेनेंट को, लेकिन उसके लिए माहौल इतना सख्त बना दिया जाता है, नाकाबिले बर्दाश्त, कि वो खुद ही समटाइम्स रिजाइन करके तो वो चली जाती हैं. सो ये एक तरह की सिचुएशन है जो कि एम्प्लॉयर को बहुत इस पे काम करने की जरूरत है कि वो रिटेलिएशन का माहौल ना बने और आप जितना हो सके कंप्लेनेंट को जो है उसके लिए इनेबलिंग माहौल बनाए. और उसके लिए अगर और कानून में ये चीजें सारी मौजूद हैं कि अगर आपको जबरदस्ती छुट्टी पे भी भेजना पड़ता है जिसके खिलाफ कंप्लेन हुई है तो आपको वो भी करना चाहिए ताकि जो मेंटल वेल बीइंग है कंप्लेनेंट की वो मुतासिर ना हो.
Right. So that's wonderful. That मुझे बहुत सारे सवाल आ रहे हैं अब, which I'm just jotting down and I'm sort of like thinking कि मैं कहाँ उसको fit करूँगी. But I want to come back to Sana and Arif because you both represent a big chunk of organizations or big chunk of employees in the technology domain. मुझे ये बताएं कि इस तरह के cases जब आते हैं in your organization, how do you deal with them? How do you deal with the impartial behavior? How do you deal with biasness around them? Just in general, if you could, we don't have to go to any specific case, but generally, आप लोग किस तरीके से उसको deal करते हैं? Maybe Sana could start and then Arif could add in.
So generally, like Nigat mentioned, there are certain laws around it, and there is a requirement कि जिन्होंने कहा committee भी हो, उस committee में एक ख़वातीन होना ज़रूरी है. Rather than go for this model, a lot of organizations have not implemented it. Something I like to call like a circle of care. Have a group of men or women, because this can affect both. That people know that they can go talk to independently. Without any bias. For 10 Pearls, like we have an organizational psychologist in place. That's part of a team structure, right? हर इदारा ये afford नहीं कर सकता. So again, people look up to mentors, हम एक circle of care बना लें कि non-judgmental कोई party हो जिनके पास वो जाके अपने issues personal level पे discuss कर सकें.
Within the organization.
Within the organization, if you can afford a consultant who can come in, a consultant psychologist that's coming in. For us, we have one in-house. If you can afford one, that's great. If you can't, just some mentors in place that people can go to, because kabhi-kabhi HR ke paas bhi log nahi aana chahte. Like Nikat said very rightly, fear of retaliation hota hai. That's a genuine problem in some organizations. So coming back, again, how to deal with it impartially is, always be somebody who's not concerned, not part of management. And then they can impartially look at it, investigate it. In all my years in the company, we've only had, one particular instance, nothing very major, but just something that made someone uncomfortable. And we've taken very strict action, spoken to both the parties, try to keep the complainant's name out of it. Try to keep the conversation general if you can. Even while you're investigating it, sensitivity matters a lot, confidentiality. So address those issues. और फिर आप जो है swift action. I think that is very, very necessary कि आप ज़्यादा time ना लगाएं. क्योंकि फिर complainant को feel होता है कि I am being doubted or I am not being given justice. And they may perpetuate that feeling within the organization, which may deter further people from coming forward if they have any concerns. So swift action is very necessary. And I think that's what we did in our particular case. And that has been very helpful, I think.
Right. Arif, would you like to add to that? How you handle it?
Yeah, fortunately, the cases are very few when we are looking into different organizations. I think
is it few? Sorry, just to add to that, and because this is a very pinching point for me, is it few because women are scared, or not just women, people who are harassed are actually scared to come forward and put it, because of, again, retaliation? Is it that?
If I can just add one point, I think Arif comes from an organization that is globally represented. I come from one similar. Perhaps we are speaking from a position of privilege at this point. So I think people who come from small to medium enterprises or people who come from startups, jahan pe bhi HR nahi hai ya management support nahi hai, they may have different kind of cases. So that could be a point of difference there.
Right.
I agree with Sana here, because when we are talking about the few cases, that's because I think the environment, the swift punishment, because there is punishment in global organizations if you are not behaving as you should. I think that's something that keep people on their toes here. But I do agree that I see a lot of things going on other companies. Not that I have been in other companies here in Pakistan, but just the environment in Pakistan generally is not very favorable for women, if you're talking specifically for that. But I think this is our duty in Pasha. All our COEs and managing directors and leaders in Pasha, they should actually make it a point for themselves that this is something that they will not tolerate. They have to lead from the front. They have to show that they are actually part of the system where we are not harassing anyone, either it's women or our employees or anyone, and we are actually taking care of them. We have to put care more instead of getting management by fear in our organizations. I think that will create some more depth, and we have Pasha platform we have to use, and I think we can do in that environment, and then from here we can try to reach out to others. But for me, it's very important that we should do it ourselves. We should be the role models for everyone.
So like Sana said, so you guys come talk from a place of privilege because you represent organizations that have global presence, right? But Pasha represents a lot of small and medium, even micro-sized companies, and they would not have departments specifically for workplace safety or create those groups like Nigat mentioned. Do you think that it is high time to create a subcommittee for workplace safety that can actually overlook and take care of these things? The question comes to Arif because he is just our newly elected CEC member, and I want to see if he's up for it.
Well, I'm not a CC member. Remember that I was, but I was, I was a candidate, and but I totally agree. I am actually working close with the CEC to, get some influence in where we are heading with this. And
yeah,
there's no doubt that this is a very, a topic that is very dear to me, because I think that's where we can actually, make some influence in the society. Because हमारी society में ये जब हम शुरू करेंगे, then इसी तरह आगे आगे बढ़ेगा ना. अगर हम अपनी बड़ी कंपनी, छोटी कंपनी, मीडियम कंपनीज में ये चीजें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इसका नैरेटिव बिल्ड करेंगे, लोगों को ये इस चीज़ का जो पता चलेगा, हम we just have to be very transparent and open about this. मैं आपको एक चीज़ जो ना वो ज़हन में मेरे आती है कि ये हमारा सबसे बड़ा जो मसला है ना, वो ये है कि हम ओपन, ऑनेस्ट एंड डायरेक्ट नहीं होते. That is actually where I think our main flaw is, कि जब तक हम डायरेक्ट नहीं होंगे, जब तक हम ओपन नहीं होंगे, तब तक हम सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते. We are trying to sugarcoat everything. If there is an issue, we sugarcoat it and then we go forward with it. Don't sugarcoat it. Just say it as it is. I know it will be very difficult first time, second time, maybe even third time. लेकिन time के साथ these things will be more. जैसे मेरे हाल निगत साहबा ने कहा था कि we need to ये चीज नॉर्मल होनी चाहिए. It has to be a norm rather than a taboo. हम इस चीज को जो है ना वो बंद रखते हैं, उसको लोगों के सामने, क्योंकि हम डरते हैं. It's about fear. I saw that someone is writing, is it because of fear?
I'm going to hold you for this, and then offline मैं आपसे बात करूंगी इस नई subcommittee की, that maybe we can talk in the AGM later on and see what we can do about it. So yes, so let's talk about it. Now I want to go back to Faiza. Faiza, community में जो है वो जब ख़वातीन बात करती हैं, because I've been part of your community and I've been looking at it, retaliation की term use की थी अभी निगत ने. So what is the fear of retaliation, and what percentage, and how do you think that does not, that pushes women back from basically going and making a complaint? And if you probably want to add more to that.
Retaliation का ये हाल है कि वो एक women only community है और उसमें ख़वातीन wouldn't want to name themselves, and they would come to me and say that please make an anonymous post and do not tell people who I am or what company that I belong to. Because इससे पहले सिर्फ एक बहुत ही माइनर किस्म के इशू पे when an early professional is someone जिसका पहला year, I think पहला साल था tech ecosystem में, and she wasn't really aware of the kind of hostility that can exist in the tech sector. She came up and she posted about her manager saying some sexist things on the community, and that post reached to her manager and they fired her. So that incident kind of, shook us, and we understood that it's extremely important for us to make sure that the members of the community are safe, even from each other. So this is a women-only community that I'm talking about. So वहाँ पर ये हाल है, तो फिर आप workplace पे सोच सकती हैं कि क्या होता होगा. And after that, we started doing anonymous post just to hear women out and let them talk about it and take advice from other women without showing their identity. लेकिन उसके अंदर भी ऐसा हुआ है कि कुछ दफ़ा किसी ने यूजुअली ख़वातीन आती हैं और वो जब क्वेश्चन कर रही होती हैं कम्युनिटी पे, उनका सवाल इस किस्म का होता है कि इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का इन्वायरमेंट या वर्क कल्चर कैसा है. They are usually not talking about other things and just really focused about the environment and the work culture. And you will see कि अगर किसी ने comment कर दिया किसी organization के बारे में कि it's not a good place to work, then that will also get them into trouble. So this is something that we have recently seen as well. तो फिर उसमें ये हो रहा होता है कि I see that someone will say that I have worked there earlier and send me a private message and I'll talk to you about it. So this kind of whisper network is there, but people do not come on the forefront because they are really scared of the retaliation and the kind of hostility that exists in overall our culture as well as in the tech ecosystem.
Right. So I want to come back to Nigat about, so we spoke about two types of, off-site जो workplace में होती है harassment या security या safety issues, और on-site जो होता है या online जो होता है cyber crime की जो हम बात करते हैं. So a lot of the people or employees for that matter, and even the people that Pfizer is speaking about in terms of the community that we meet, उनको ये होता है कि जब हमारे साथ cyber crime भी होता है या हम we feel unsafe online, where do we go? Who do we reach out to? Now, for every person, I cannot say go to Nigat Dag, right? Or I cannot say go to CPLC, right? So what is that organization, whether it's in the public sector or in the private sector, that they can reach out to, or are there organizations and care groups that can help them out? And I'm talking with regard to men and women both, because for me, they're both equally affected.
सो जो आप साइबर क्राइम लॉ है उसके अंदर जो इसमें डेजिग्नेटेड अथॉरिटी है वो फेडरल इन्वेस्टिगेशन एजेंसी का साइबर क्राइम विंग है, और ये विंग्स जो हैं ये पाकिस्तान में 15 से ज़्यादा मौजूद हैं, कराची में और तमाम बड़े शहरों में मौजूद हैं. तो वहाँ पे भी कंप्लेन की जा सकती है, उनके ऑनलाइन पोर्टल है वहाँ पे भी की जा सकती है, बट दर हकीकत ऑनलाइन पोर्टल ज़रा देर से ही रिस्पॉन्ड करता है, वहाँ पे लोग महीनों बस बैठे रहते हैं इंतज़ार में कि कब ये रिस्पॉन्ड करें. लेकिन इसकी वजह एक ये भी है कि रिसोर्स की कमी है, तो जब वो क्यू में उनकी कंप्लेन चली जाती है और जब मौका आता है तो वो रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं. सो उससे बेहतर तरीका ये है कि कराची में तो CPLC भी है, विच इज टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट अ वेरी गुड रिसोर्स, क्योंकि जब हमें कराची से कंप्लेंट्स आती हैं तो हम CPLC को भेजते हैं और साथ में साइबर क्राइम विंग का भी बताते हैं.
तो एक निगत दाद और एक CPLC, बाकी मैं कुछ बैठे रह जाते हैं, कोई जवाब ही नहीं आता.
एक्चुअली मैं बड़ी बर्न आउट हो गई हूँ जो इंडिविजुअल मुझे कंप्लेंट्स आती है, लेकिन तो साइबर क्राइम विंग के अलावा साइबर हरासमेंट हेल्पलाइन भी है हमारी, और वो उसका मकसद बेसिकली यही था, एक तरह का सपोर्ट मैकेनिज्म क्रिएट करना. हम लोग लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट नहीं है, लेकिन ये हेल्पलाइन जो ये टोल फ्री है, इसका नंबर है 0800 39393. इट वर्क्स 5 days a week 9 बजे से 5 बजे तक, और इसका मकसद ये है कि हम बता सकें जो भी कंप्लेनेंट आता है, चाहे वो खवातीन है, चाहे वो ट्रांस कम्युनिटी है, चाहे वो आदमी है, कि जब उनके साथ हरासमेंट हो रही हो तो व्हाट आर द मेजर्स दैट दे कैन टेक. ईदर इट्स डिजिटल सिक्योरिटी, ईदर इट्स डिजिटल सेफ्टी. इफ दे वांट टू राइट अ लीगल कंप्लेंट, हाउ व्हाट आर द स्टेप्स दैट दे हैव टू टेक. एंड द थर्ड इज मेंटल वेल-बीइंग. There are a number of times complainants reach out to us, और वो इतने पैनिक सिचुएशन में होते हैं, खासतौर पे जब कोई उनको धमकी दे रहा हो या ब्लैकमेल कर रहा हो कि मैं तुम्हारे सर्टन पर्सनल डिटेल्स जो हैं ये वायरल कर दूंगा ऑनलाइन, और वो उस वक्त पैनिक में होते हैं कि प्लीज मुझे आप कोई कुछ रास्ता बताएं, अदरवाइज अगर ऐसा हो गया तो मेरे घर वाले पता नहीं मेरे साथ क्या कर देंगे, और एक उनको थ्रेट होता है, और तो फिर वो मेंटल.
So sorry, do you also think that this is a cultural problem in Pakistan? कि ये क्योंकि हमारा कंजर्वेटिव माइंडसेट है, ये उसका मसला है कि हम इतना डरते हैं या इतना घबराते हैं कि जी वो वायरल कर देंगे तो पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा, और इज दैट अ ग्लोबल इशू?
You know, like of course cyber harassment, या आप इस बाहर के मुल्क में इसको रिवेंज पोर्न कहते हैं, हम लोग इसको नॉन कंसेंशुअल यूज ऑफ इंटीमेट इमेजेस कहते हैं, और पाकिस्तान में ये ग्लोबल है, लेकिन पाकिस्तान में इसकी नौयत इस वजह से ज्यादा एक मुश्किल और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाती है, क्योंकि हमारा जो कल्चर है या सोसाइटल जो नॉर्म्स हैं या जो पेट्रियार्कल एक स्ट्रक्चर है, बहुत सी खवातीन के साथ जब इस तरह के इश्यूज होते हैं, मतलब जस्ट इमेजिन जो खवातीन को मुश्किल से घर से इजाजत मिलती है कि आप बाहर जाके काम करें, तो जब अगर काम वाली जगह पे या काम वाली जगह से बाहर उनके साथ इस तरह की हरासमेंट हो जो कि इंटीमेट नेचर की हो, तो वो घर में आमतौर पे जो मिडिल क्लास या लोअर मिडिल क्लास फैमिलीज हैं, मतलब मैं अपने एक्सपीरियंस से भी बात कर रही हूँ, वो अपने माँ बाप से या बहन भाइयों से खुल के बात तो नहीं कर सकती ना। तो वो जो लैक ऑफ सपोर्टिंग सिस्टम है उनके अराउंड, वो ये कल्चर इनेबल करता है, क्योंकि जो परपिट्रेटर है उसको ये पता है कि उसके पास ये सपोर्टिंग मैकेनिज्म नहीं है। तो एक तो ये हेल्पलाइन है जिस पे लोग रीच आउट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मैं ये भी कहूंगी कि इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एम्प्लॉयर्स जो हैं वो हमने रिटेलिएशन की बात करी थी, और एक पॉइंट मैं कहना चाह रही थी कि रिटेलिएशन सिर्फ बहुत से मुख्तलिफ अंदाज से होती है, और एक ये भी तरीका है रिटेलिएशन का कि खवातीन को ब्लैकमेल किया जाता है कि मेरे पास तुम्हारे सर्टन चीजें हैं, तुमने केस वापस नहीं लिया तो मैं फैला दूंगा, मैं तुम्हारे घर वालों को दे दूंगा। लेकिन एक लीगल तरीका भी है, और वो है कि जैसे ही कंप्लेंट फाइल हुई, आपने दूसरी तरफ परपिट्रेटर ने जाके डेफोमेशन सूट कर दिया। सो वो साइलेंसिंग टैक्टिक है जो कि एम्प्लॉयर की जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि वो देखे कि जिसके खिलाफ कंप्लेंट हुई है उसका रवैया कैसा है, क्या वो इस तरह की तो कोई इकदामात नहीं कर रहा जो कि कंप्लेनेंट को साइलेंट करने पे मजबूर कर दे या वो बैक आउट कर जाए। तो ये डेफोमेशन सूट्स जो लोग करते हैं, ये एक टूल के तौर पे इस्तेमाल करते हैं और वेपनाइज कर दिया डेफोमेशन लॉ को पाकिस्तान में, खासतौर पे कंप्लेनेंट्स के खिलाफ जो सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट की कंप्लेन लेकर आती हैं।
राइट, सो थैंक यू सो मच। आई थिंक बहुत सारी चीजें हमने सॉल्यूशंस की तरफ भी हम गए हैं, दो तीन हमने चीजें, स्पेशली द हेल्पलाइन नंबर। तलहा, इफ यू आर लिसनिंग, आई वुड वांट यू टू बेसिकली पुट दैट हेल्पलाइन नंबर on the Facebook chat as well as on Zoom. I think it's 0800 39393. Is that it? Okay. All right. अच्छा, सो टू रैप दिस आप मुझे जो मेरा फाइनल सवाल है कि सॉल्यूशन क्या है? सो व्हाट डू वी डू एज एन इंडस्ट्री एंड एज अ सोसाइटी टू, आई नो दैट वी कैन नॉट क्लोज द गैप, वी कैन नॉट, हम खत्म नहीं कर सकते इशू को, लेकिन हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि हम इसको कम से कम कर सकें? अगेन, आप एज एन इंडस्ट्री बात कर सकते हैं, एज अ सोसाइटी भी बात कर सकते हैं, हम क्या कर सकते हैं? And this is open for everybody, and everybody can basically put in their closing remarks with that as well.
Well, मैं तो यही कहूँगा कि जितनी ज़्यादा इस चीज़ के ऊपर बातचीत कर सकते हैं, that's वो कम है. We just need to frame this in a proper way. देखें, हर चीज़ जो कम्युनिकेशन जो होती है, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स जो होते हैं, वो ही आपका जो नैरेटिव बिल्ड करते हैं, वो हमारा स्ट्रॉन्ग होना चाहिए। और वो जितना ज़्यादा इस चीज़ के ऊपर बातचीत करेंगे, जितने, और ये इट हैज़ टू कम फ्रॉम स्पेशली इन दीज केसेस, क्योंकि मोस्ट हरासमेंट केसेस इज़ अनफॉर्चुनेटली अगेंस्ट वुमेन, लेकिन ये कि men they have to come more open into this battle, if you can call it a battle, क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा आदमी खुद इस चीज़ के ऊपर बातचीत करेंगे, and they have to, when they have these locker room talks, they have to not have these talks about degrading women. औरतों को जितना ज़्यादा आप अपने बच्चों को, अपने co-workers को आप अपने साथ साथ लेके चलेंगे, and just give them a shut up call if they are crossing a line. Tell them that this is not good enough, this is not what we expect from you as an employee of our company. तो ये चीज़ें जो है ना, ये हमें एक, मेरे ख्याल में एक लिखा भी है किसी ने फेसबुक पे, मैं देख रहा था, इट्स एक्चुअली अबाउट द माइंडसेट ऑफ पीपल वी हैव टू चेंज, और वो तभी चेंज होगा जितना ज़्यादा हम उसको उसके बारे में बातें करेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा लोग जो है ना इस चीज़ को समझना शुरू करेंगे. It is a long way ahead, because from my experience in Denmark, after being one of the top diversity countries, still the day to day there are a lot of cases there happening on harassment on women and on gender, ये क्या ले, LGDP, और ये जो there's still a lot of cases. It's even though they are one of the most liberated countries, but we still see cases. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a huge outcry there. तो ये चीज ऐसे नहीं जाएगी, but we have to start talking about it. This is the most important thing. I think this platform and this candidate with Pasha today is it should not just be limited to this. It should just start evolving from here, this, and we should keep talking about this. This is my stance on this, and I think this is the only thing that will work.
Absolutely. I also have, so before, the others have a closing talk, I have a comment from Numan Khan, and it's very good. I want to read it out to you. Respect policy is driven from the management, and that's what needs to happen. Everything has to happen from the top tier, and putting women in leadership roles, what we talked about very early on, helps drive things in the right direction. Doesn't matter if it's international or local. And for one, I totally agree with what Numan is saying. And I'm sure that you guys agree as well. So I mean, with that, Sana, if you want to put in your closing notes and tell us what you think that should be a changing direction, maybe.
So I definitely agree with what Naman has said, and I would just want to add one thing. जो हम शुरू में बात कर रहे थे कि policies सिर्फ manual की हद तक नहीं होनी चाहिए. I think putting women in leadership roles also should not be just for showcasing that we have women in leadership. They should be empowered. They should have a voice. I think that's what I was also trying to address earlier. In my closing remarks, I'd just like to say, दो तीन facets थे आपके सवाल के कि as a society, what we can do, as Pasha, what can be done for organizations. I think it starts with education and awareness. Like Nigat said, कि ये जो law है 10 साल से है, हम अभी तक awareness की बातें कर रहे हैं. The workshop that I do for you guys at Code Girls, we talk about this law, and girls are still scared कि अच्छा ये law तो है, लेकिन हमें तहफ़्फ़ुज़ फिर भी नहीं है. So I think encouraging conversations, going to university levels, final year students से बात करना, उनको इस law के बारे में बताना. Pasha के level पे, I think we've spoken previously also about doing training programs or some sort of manual for organizations, and I think we need to start talking about some sort of a kit. कि अगर मैं बिल्कुल basic level, medium small sized organization, what is the bare minimum I can do in a low cost way to ensure workplace safety? So establish the global standard and then trickle down some facets that smaller organizations can start incorporating in a cost effective way. And then the third thing is for organizations to please start doing self-assessments, be very, very aware of what are the working conditions that they are giving to employees, figure out the gaps, and then design and implement programs for those gaps. Uske andar, I'm sure there are organizations or NGOs, and maybe Nigat knows more about that can provide free training programs, sensitivity training programs for their employees. Or in में बस है practice, whatever you're preaching, whatever you're laying down as law, make it real, make it livable every single day.
Amazing, perfect. So, I mean, very, very nicely put. I think you've actually covered it for a lot of us. But I'm going to go back to Nigat and Faiza. But there's just one thing that going back to what you said about training Pasha member companies. Do you think that this training should be for mid-level management, or do you think it should be for the CXOs? This is all something that we were deliberating in the diversity committee. So, what do you think now? What do you think it should be?
I think there are two things. CXO level, definitely, CXO level, but definitely needs to be there because we've been talking about this. It's a top-down thing, needs to come from management, and also, so once you convince the management and start having these trainings for their employees, because अगर ये laws हैं, चीजें हैं, but हक मांगने लोग management के पास ही जाएंगे वो expectation लेके, और वहाँ से belief नहीं है, तो it's not going to be implemented at all.
Right. Thank you so much. Nigat, would you like to put in your remarks?
Yeah, I think मैंने काफ़ी trainings कराई हैं और हमेशा mid level management जो है वो trainings का हिस्सा होती है, और फिर उसका नतीजा ऐसे ही निकलता है जैसे आपके CCPO लाहौर जो हैं वो statement दे रहे हैं, क्योंकि gender sensitization trainings जो होती हैं law enforcement के लिए, वहाँ पे भी हमारे पुलिस अफसरों को बिठा देते हैं लेकिन higher management नहीं बैठती, तो फिर इस तरह के नताइज निकलते हैं. So it's very important कि जो higher level पे लोग हैं वो ये ना समझेंगे जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन ट्रेनिंग्स या कवानीन की जो ट्रेनिंग्स हैं वो सिर्फ HR के लोगों के लिए हैं या बाकी लोगों पे और उन पे अप्लाई नहीं होती. इट्स फॉर द एंटायर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. और कल्चर तभी चेंज होगा जब आपकी हायर लेवल पे जो माइंडसेट है वो भी होगा. बट आई थिंक एक और चीज मैं ऐड करूंगी, आप पाशा पे भी जिम्मेदारी आयद होती है. आई थिंक लेट्स जस्ट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम होम, राइट? कि आपके जो मेंबर्स हैं, मे बी यू कैन डू सम ऑडिट कि कितने आपके जो मेंबर्स हैं वो प्रॉपर्ली स्पिरिट में जो एंटी वर्कप्लेस हरासमेंट लॉ है उसको अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. कमिटीज बनी हुई हैं. आई थिंक दिस इज समथिंग दैट पाशा कैन डू एंड डू लाइक प्रॉपर ऑडिट. एंड मे बी जब आप लोग अवार्ड्स करते हैं तो व्हाई डोंट यू ऐड यू नो वन ऑफ सच अवार्ड्स के जिसमें उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को अवार्ड दे जिन्होंने पूरे स्पिरिट में इस तरह की डाइवर्सिटी और इंक्लूजन को ऐड किया है और इट स्पीक्स फॉर देमसेल्व्स, यू नो, लाइक उनके एम्प्लॉइज जो हैं वो बात करें उस पे. सो आई थिंक आई जस्ट वांट टू से दिस.
No, absolutely. I'm very happy that you brought this up. And let me tell you that इस तरह का अवार्ड है हमारे पास और ये सना बैठी हुई है, ये विनर होती हैं हर साल इस अवार्ड की. And luckily we were the runners up for it last year. But then also again, having said that, Sana, myself and Faiza, we represent the diversity committee at Pasha. But this committee just took off in February, March of this year. And there are a lot of these things जो अभी आप बता रही हैं, they are in the pipeline, they are in the making. And ये जो अभी हमने पहला वेबिनार किया, this is going to be a series of panel discussions and webinars that we're taking forward. And that is exactly what I was telling Sana कि जी ट्रेनिंग के हवाले से हम उसके हवाले से भी बात कर रहे हैं. So thank you so much for bringing it up. बल्कि in my head I'm also thinking to talking to you offline and seeing if we can pull you into that committee as well. But we can talk about it later. Faiza, how do you want to close this? If you have remarks, please do.
Yeah, I think the first step towards would be to kind of make it mandatory for Pasha member companies to have some kind of policy. I keep on talking about it and make people angry, but I think that is the only way to go. And maybe as Arif Saab mentioned about their platform called Speak Up. So maybe something like that, industry-wide, where people can come and, you know, talk about issues anonymously against the companies that they're working in. Not saying that maybe you take like a legal action against them, but that kind of record keeping can help in terms of understanding that which companies are actually taking it seriously and which companies are not. And again, culture change is required, of course, because people and especially women are really scared. And as Nigat said, that the culture kind of, you know, gives way to this kind of behavior where people are really scared and they know that they'll be killed for saying the wrong things. So it's extremely important to kind of think about our culture as well, that it should give people the ability to talk about things and the ability to discuss things and the ability to kind of remove the person from the problem and focus on the problem first.
Right. Thank you so much. There's just one question that came from Naman Khan again, and I would like to answer that. Apart from women, what other minorities are covered in the Diversity and Inclusion Committee? I think he means the committee that is at Pasha. So we not only cover women, we cover all diverse minorities as well as I mean, if there are transgenders working in Pasha, which is again a big taboo to talk about, but there is also if if there is a percentage of them in Pasha, we would cover them as well. So all sorts of, you know, diversity and inclusion that involves minorities as well as women as well as transgenders. And so yeah, if that answers your question.
Women are not minorities. Women are 51% of the population.
That is why I said minorities and women and transgender
and
minorities, yeah.
Don't crush me, I'm the woman. Yeah.
I think I consider women minority even if we are 50% because of the kind of rights that we get in this society. So हम लोग अभी भी marginalized ही हैं, चाहे हम आधी population हैं इस मुल्क के.
Okay, so I think Numan had a follow-up question also. He is mentioning about religious minorities. I think, and when we speak in the diversity committee, it's not just you know, it's about diversity and inclusiveness. So it's all minorities in terms of gender, in terms of ethnicity, in terms of being differently abled. हम सब के बारे में बात करते हैं. I remember, Shami, we were researching laws around differently abled peoples and, you know, helping them out as well. So yeah, I hope, Numan, that covers your question. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and just to I'm not letting the cat out of the bag because we are still working on it. Again, we are working on some policies and some coming up with a framework that a best practices framework that we can roll out with partial member companies. So like Nigat said, or like Pfizer said, that we need to hold ourselves accountable first, and then talk to the masses about it. So we are doing something like that. But again, this is our first year, and we are learning as we go. Maybe we need to pick up pace. I totally don't disagree with that. So just to close this, I was reading an article yesterday, and I think I want to close it with this paragraph from that article, that creating and maintaining a harassment-free culture in the workplace takes time and commitment from leaders within the organization. To be truly effective, harassment prevention training must go beyond a single check-the-box event. Ongoing training and discussions with employees are critical components of a holistic company-wide strategy to prevent harassment and ensure safety in the workplace. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I would like to thank you all for your time. And I'm very happy that we closed very much on time, on spot. So thank you so much for all your feedback. And I'll see you again, inshallah, on another session. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you,
very
guys.
much. Have a nice evening. Allah.